All right, we are live right here on the Matrix as usual. Just my mom's beautiful face on
Where
Zoom.
are you?
I have gone away. I'm on sabbatical for the rest of the year. Yeah, still, ma'am, because I can't stand this country. I'm out of here.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, here I am.
I agree, though. Take me
You
with
agree?
you.
You agree? You don't have to adjust. Zoom will adjust for us,
Oh,
dear.
okay,
It's
then.
the modern century. You don't have to
Well,
move the
then
laptop
I don't need to
anymore.
hear you react,
It'll just
yak,
do
yakking
it.
about
No, I
it
still need to
anymore.
yak because you need
No.
some education.
Hello, everyone.
On that. Yeah, hi. Hi, DLC. Thank you so much for your summer
D.
tunes.
Hello,
and,
voice.
and getting us. No, DLC.
Voice.
DLC.
Voice.
Thank you so much for getting our summer music and summer vibe kind of in tune for us to have a nice little segue, because we're going to talk about summer on the Matrix. You know, we've had many a heavy topic. You know, we've talked about abuse. We've talked about what's going on in the world, on the planet, politics, ageism, sexism, every ism.
All the isms.
All of them, many a times. And we also talk about fun things, relationships, you know.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it usually is. Even, you know, sometimes there's some
Yes,
hard
it
things
is
and
fun.
we give the advice and we put our disclaimers out there, but, you know, it could be fun.
Yeah, it is.
So we thought it would be fun to talk about summer because it's upon us almost.
Yes.
You know, here in New England, we're finally having 75-degree weather. We had 80.
87.
Was it 87?
It was 87. Maybe you in Jamaica.
Oh yeah, I was in Jamaica with the real 87 degree and the real glow. Yeah, but yeah, y'all were here, peasants as they are.
87 degrees. That's all that matters to us.
I know that's right. I would say the same. But yeah, so we are feeling the warmth. The energy is warmer. We want to do more. I don't know about you, but I want to be outside more and less hibernation.
Of course I want to be
Of course, I
outside
probably
more.
got that from you.
Of course
So,
you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a nice time. It's a fun time. So we want to talk about ways to have fun with our kids, whether it's putting them in camps. Mine are all grown, which is great. I don't have to worry about that anymore. But you know what? It was great when they were in camp. I enjoyed that part of their life. I have no complaints of the packing lunches and the worrying and the
Oh, so you're
all of
talking
that.
about day camp.
Yeah, well, day camp or overnight
You
camps.
weren't
if
packing
you-
lunches, though, for...
Not for them, no, not for day. Actually, I didn't
Well,
let them go to
overnight
no
camp.
overnight camp. Mom was a
I'm
little
so
bit
sad.
too you because of what happened to me.
What happened to you?
Oh, Mom,
The
what
horse
didn't
stomped
happen?
on your foot?
What
Oh,
didn't
boo,
happen,
boo,
Mom?
boo.
Okay, no, it was more than
What?
that. I had 82 mosquito bites.
Yes, yes,
They didn't try to get me when I almost drowned in the pool because they were busy listening to Madonna instead of worrying about the little kids around the
this
pool.
is the thing I'm going to talk about today.
Are you going to talk about pool safety?
Not just pool safety, but what you should be looking at when you're looking into camps for your children.
Yes, indeed, and how to prepare your kids. I know I was prepared to be there. I was only 7, but I was prepared to stay overnight and develop those kind of independent skills, which I'm glad you allowed me to do. And my kids learned them in different ways. They just had a million activities, and they were all over the place. They had to
they
learn
sure
time
did.
management. They had to learn music. They had to learn to read music at 4 years old. So they got in a different way, but I was scared to do the overnight camps. I barely did sleepovers. Like their friends really came to our house more than them going to their friends.
Yeah, I didn't like
Yeah.
sleepovers either.
Yeah,
For you to go to somebody else's house.
only a couple who you know
I
you
really
knew
knew
the mom
well.
and the dad.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I
Particularly
understand.
the dad. I don't know the dad. You're not going anywhere.
Okay, I like that. And I would say to my kids, don't be in the room with dad alone, which is sad because that kind of gives the inclination that women don't abuse, they're fine.
Yeah, I know.
And they abuse as well, but it's
That's
just it's experience, unfortunately for us women, and a lot of it is misinformation because there are so many men out there who will be our safety. The men that we raise well.
That's true.
Of course,
But that's
absolutely.
about knowing who
You
they're
have to
men
know,
is.
correct, and those men will stand up for you and take down the bad men. All right, so let's check before we get into because we're kind of going all over the place as we tend to do. So let's get in the chat and welcome some people in. So who is in the building? See what they're talking about. They might enjoy some things about summer and have some comments. So we got Q in the house, my brother Q.
All right, the chemist.
Yes, it was so good to see you on that Zoom yesterday, Q. Just we're getting closer to getting together. Yes. All right. DLC is in the building. Beanie Bud is in the building.
Hello, Sora.
Yes. We got Ray in the building. Yard Fusion in the building. Had an amazing show before DLC.
Phenomenal poet. Okay.
Absolutely. All right. So if I missed anybody, please let me know. DLC says the living is easy. All right.
Well, you could check who's in the building.
You can. Oh, thank you, Mom, for telling me. Mom, thank you for schooling me. Let me just read everybody who is there, okay? So, Boss Lady Lindita, we got Shamani, DJ Screech, DJ Yanni, who debuted today. Did a great show. I wasn't able to listen because I was working, so I just shouted out.
I wasn't aware.
I'm sorry. Too. Yeah, I'll tell you next time that he's on. So welcome, Yanni. We got Big G in the building. Yes, sir. Musicologist. Ray, Tony G, Rubbers,
Tony G, all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Hey, sorry. DJ Renegade. Beanie Bud, as I had said earlier. Yard Fusion, I had said before. Jean Marie is in the place. Q and DLC. All right. You need to get in there so I can say your name, miss. Okay? Yeah. Just playing. All right. So, where would you like to start in our summer talk for the viewers and the listeners?
Okay, so we're going to talk about adults versus children. Is that what we're going to do?
Not really. You could just...
there's two different types of vacationing. It's three, actually.
Oh.
One when you have your rotten little children with you.
Break it on down, Mama. Break it on down.
One when you have your darling kids with you. One when, you're adults and you're doing your own thing. And then one when your children are either going to day camp or overnight camp.
Okay, so we're talking about traveling and camp, or just... let's just talk about the camps, and then we'll...
Camp,
all right.
We'll see
and then
we'll
go into traveling. Yeah. So, in talking about camp, we were talking about safety. So, did you want to talk about camp safety? Do you want to talk about types of camps?
Well, certainly, all of it. But let's start out with knowing the type of camp. A lot of us find camps through word of mouth, and that's a good thing because there's been some experience there, and these people that you're talking to can talk about the camp from a place of knowledge because their children have been there and they know what's going on. Sometimes there are other times because there are different types of people that just send their kids to camp and don't really pay attention to any of the things that you should be taking into consideration. Like my parents when they sent me to a Catholic concentration camp when I was a kid. Yeah.
Not concentration camp.
Yeah, it was a concentration camp.
Ooh.
I never let them forget that.
So they didn't have a brochure that said, this is a lovely, amazing camp. These are what the skills your kids are going to learn.
They probably did. I wouldn't know if they had a brochure or not, but if there was a brochure, it was filled with lies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about this. How do we make sure we don't have our kids in a concentration camp?
So, as I was saying, choosing a camp can be challenging. So I'm going to give you a checklist so you should be ready to take down some notes of things that you should be looking for or making sure there's not happening when you're choosing a camp. You should first of all make sure that your camp is accredited. How about that? By the American Camp Association. That's important. Yeah.
A lot of y'all's camps ain't accredited.
A lot of people don't know anything about it. Now this is
I didn't know if my
kids an overnight camp.
I didn't know.
1 or 2 weeks. I didn't know either. I didn't even know there was
expensive as it was. It better have been accredited, and they did have fun and learn a lot. So sheesh. But go ahead.
Yeah, you make sure that they are supposed to be making sure that the camp is safe and appropriate for your child's age and skills and various levels of development. So you're going to get something like that, at least hopefully, because it's the same way with school. They tell you what you're supposed to get, and then what you do get may be very different. But it's up to you to do your homework, at least have a baseline to begin with. So this campsearch.com, you could go there and get some of this information. They've been documenting parents and families for over 30 years to find out the best camps for kids. So that's one way of getting some information about it. But what you want to begin to, after you find out if the camp is accredited, then you want to identify what the camp's program is all about, because you don't want, unless you want to expose your children to something different, you might want to send them to a camp where they're going to be getting involved in things that you know that they already like. So that's a choice too. And sometimes it's a combination of the two. So in other words, if your child is not feeling the violin during the school
don't
year,
give them
don't
a
send
music
it to
camp.
the violin.
Talk to your
Right,
kid instead of,
exactly.
if you want to look at these websites, do that, but talk to your child first.
Right.
What do they like, and don't assume you know. Things change month to month sometimes.
Because camp is not supposed to be a punishment. You know, they're supposed to enjoy it. So,
Absolutely.
do your homework and make sure that you know what your children are what their interests are, and try to find a camp that meets that interest. Every camp has a different philosophy, different program emphasis, and you know your child's personality, their learning style, so you can help them determine whether a camp is going to be a great place for them or not. Let's see what else. Okay, I mentioned that the camp should be accredited. Ask about the camp director's background. You know, what is their education? Are they qualified to run a camp? Background
Well, they're
check.
going to get that anyway working there. And
They
they're
should
also
have
mandated reporters.
Yes,
know that.
they absolutely should have that. But you want to know that, you should know that the standard recommendation for camp directors is one that they hold a bachelor's degree, that they have in-depth experience in camp administration, and they have performed in service training
That's
during
good.
the last 3 years.
Wow.
3 years, yeah.
Parents, this is good info.
So you really need to check them out.
So we're talking about, this is kind of a wilderness camp, I would think. It's not, so is it different for robotics camps, music camps, so-called weight loss camps?
You know what? I think these are basic
Across
requirements. It doesn't matter what kind of camp your child is going to. They need to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And they should have some in-depth experience in camp administration and been in a service training. So it doesn't matter what type of camp. Those are basics.
Basics.
Basic
Okay.
that you should be requiring of them. You should know a little bit about camper to counselor ratios to make sure that your kid's getting enough individualized attention and proper supervision that he or she needs depending on their age. So you compare the camper to counselor against the American Camp Association standards. So for overnight camps, the recommended ratios are 5 campers to 1 counselor for 5 and 6 year olds. You know, I would not send my 5 or 6 year old to an overnight camp. No, I think that's too
when
young.
back in your day they used to walk to the store by themselves in the
store
cold
was
with
in
the snow.
Not
Y'all still did
5
it?
or 6 year olds, no.
I saw them doing it
Where'd
on
you see?
documentaries. They
What
little
documentary?
kids,
Where were these
little
kids
kids.
living?
New
In
York,
Boston?
they still do it actually. New York, depending on the family.
Yeah, well, they didn't do
They'll
it in
walk to the
Boston,
store
okay.
8 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old. Yes,
But
they
we're
did.
not talking about walking to the store right now. And
I'm
in
just
my
saying.
experience, in my age, in my day, 5 or 6 year olds did not walk to the store, even though my mother could have seen me walk across the street from her window, and the store was right there at the corner.
Okay.
She could see me the whole way. But 5 and 6, no, I was
So
not.
you're not
going
sending
to
them
the
to an
store.
overnight camp.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
All
I
right.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do. I think that's too young.
Okay.
First of all, they're going to be homesick.
They might be.
First night.
Most likely, but you
And,
never know.
You know, I think that's too young. I think 7. Most camps you have to be 7 before you can stay overnight anyway. So yeah. So first confirm that it's accredited. Check out the director's background, and then the ratio. So 5 campers to 1 counselor for 5 to 6 year olds. 6 campers to 1 counselor for 7 and 8 year olds. 8 campers to 1 counselor for 9 to 14 year olds, and 10 campers to 1 counselor for 15 to 17 year olds.
They need more 15.
Oh, thank you. They
Hold
need to have
on
3
now.
or 4
I was
counselors up in that cabin.
Yeah, let me tell you, when I was a teenager, I was very glad, in retrospect, to have adults around. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
for keeping all of
disagree
us
with
safe.
that. See, yeah, I think
So
10
yeah.
campers to 1 counselor for a 17-year-old,
yeah.
please, I don't
and
think
especially
so.
today.
Right, you need to.
Well, it's always been bad because teenagers always know how to do what teenagers do
That's
throughout
right.
time. So
That's right.
Can't really say.
I definitely disagree with that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Now, for day camps, it's a little different. Well, actually, for the first couple, it's the same. 6 campers to 1 counselor for 4 to 5-year-olds. 8 campers to 1 counselor for 6, 7, and 8-year-olds. 10 campers to 1 counselor for 9 to 14-year-olds. And then 12 campers to 1 counselor for 15 to 17-year-olds.
Okay.
I don't really know of day camp for 15 to 17-year-olds.
It could be a specialty camp like for music, arts, dance.
It would have to be.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the arts, usually.
Yes,
Typically.
okay.
Robotics probably could be a day camp type of a situation. Or for special needs.
Yeah.
All of those kinds of
there's
things.
some things, information about that coming up. So inquire about the camp staff. Camp counselors can greatly enhance a child's experience in addition to facilitating camp activities. They should be dependable, trustworthy, show enthusiasm for their role. You don't want a camp counselor that's, some parent is forcing them to be there. And you can tell by their attitude.
That's usually
However, you don't usually get an opportunity to meet the counselor until you're dropping your kid off that first morning.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's day camp, you may have some flexibility to say, I don't want my kid with this person. Can I have her with this one instead? Maybe. It's a little different than overnight camp.
Okay.
They should be good role models. They should be dependable, trustworthy, show enthusiasm for their role. That's really important. Because if they have a son like, hey, what's happening? Come on. And, well, I don't want my kid with that. So I'll be quickly saying, no, give me my money back or find me a different counselor. So you have to be decisive when you're talking about your children's experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Counselors should also know CPR, first aid, be first aid certified, and as you mentioned earlier, have undergone criminal background checks prior to employment. These are questions that you're going to be asking as you're filling out the application. Not after your child's there. And oh, by the way, did you do background checks? Now your kid's running around playing and getting ready to have fun, and you can't wait until then. This is something that you do preliminarily. So when you're looking at camps, these are some of the questions that you ask. And yes, if your child has special needs, then you have to make sure that there's accommodation for them. If it's due to a medical condition or allergy, be sure to ask if the camp is equipped to handle those kinds of special requirements for your child. If your child has some behavioral problems, find out how the camp handles discipline. As in any organization, rules are needed, and the camp disciplinary approach should be fair and openly communicated. Again, this is prior to putting your money down on the table saying, yes, I want my kid to go here. Positive reinforcement, a sense of fair play, and assertive role modeling are important things to look for. Your child's camp director and staff should strive for a safe, fun, and enjoyable camp community for all. If penalties apply to certain campers' behavior violations, camp staff should apply them fairly, calmly, and without unnecessary criticism. That's how to judge when you're dropping your kid off at school, at camp the first day. Unless your child can articulate that, or you hang around to see how they interact with kids, you won't know that. But sometimes you can. Depending on the camp, you may be able to hang out there for a few minutes before leaving your child. But especially if your child has special needs, I think that you should make it a point of sticking around a little bit. If they say, no, you can't, I would have a problem with that.
You have to leave.
Yeah, I would have to take my kid out of there.
If they have special needs, you have to know if they can take care of those needs, meet the needs.
That's right.
And if they need a one-on-one, and there's different level of special needs. It's not just special needs. There's ebbs and flows and levels to that too. So.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, it's basically you want to do what they're saying. They want to do what you're saying in terms of interviewing on a case-by-case basis. Can you meet the needs of my child? So whether it's cognitive needs, whether it's physical needs, whatever the limitations are you able to meet those needs and have them have a beautiful experience at the same time? So you don't want a camp that, oh, sure, we have, a para, a one-on-one support with them, but yet the one-on-one para can't really go in the boat with them or do the activities. You have to be able to modify it to where the child is doing the same things to an extent, maybe not everything for safety or mobility reasons, but the kid just can't, we're equipped, but they have to be doing the activities as well to make sure they have the same experience. Yeah. If that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Mm-hmm. And they need to be learning to be a leader, to be resilient like the other kids. Whether it's a special needs camp by itself or if it's an integrated camp that has a most restrictive area, which is for special needs folks, and then your typical, kids over here. Sometimes they're mixed, sometimes they're not. But they all should be learning how to be a leader. They should all be learning how to be resilient, independent, away from their parents. All of the kids should be learning those attributes.
Absolutely. And parents should be aware of that, of these are the kinds of things that their kids are going to be instructed in, and support the camp counselor. Otherwise, don't put your kid in the camp. If you don't want your kid to be disciplined, because some parents have a hard time disciplining their children. Sometimes children with special needs get a hard pass, and they're able to do things that they should not be able to do. But at the camp, there are rules and regulations and stipulations, and the parents need to support that. Or again, find another camp for your kid.
Absolutely.
You should check the camp's references and reviews. Now, be careful with this, because if you go online to see what reviews are, people send in bad reviews. Do you think that anybody's going to put up a bad review about their business, their camp, their restaurant? I don't trust those reviews, because the good ones are probably right. Yeah, great food, I love their ambiance. But if somebody says, the waitress was rude and whatever, that business is not going to post that.
Well, you could just look on Reddit so you could see the actual truth, or another independent site where you can see.
It would have to be an independent site, yes. So the best, word of mouth is best. Especially if you already know somebody whose kid has attended that camp. Talk to them to get a review. Don't go online on the campsite and look at reviews and say, oh, well, these parents said it's this, that, and the other. These parents could be fictitious. You don't know, and you can't. In this world, you can't trust everything you see online. So try to get an outside opinion. Try to talk to parents whose kids have gone before and get their opinion, their review of the camp. But you do the best that you can in terms of checking their references, and then track reputation and all of that. And camp directors should be willing to provide references upon request. If they're not, that's a red flag. Okay. You might not want to send your kid there.
Yeah, I would not. All right, so that's good. We covered camping, and we should have started, actually, I could have thought about saying this. If you haven't put your kid in a camp yet, it may be too late. We're sorry, but at least it's good for next year.
It's too late yet.
Well, you're supposed to, for the families I work with, I tell them to start applying in January.
Okay.
So are there still slots? Yes, there are still slots, but when you're talking about really getting where you want, something crafted for your son, your daughter, it might be, the slots are being taken, put it that way. So just get a move on it with all of the rules that she taught you. And then if you're not able to do a camp for your kid, what if you don't have the money? What if the waiver for the application isn't enough? You could do backyard camping. I always wanted to do that. This woman didn't let me, but I always wanted to go in the backyard with my own tent. You can do that if your parents let you. I would have got in my tent. I would have asked Nana, or I would have just used my allowance, or asked for it for Christmas or birthday or anything, Mom.
Yeah.
But you said no.
The backyard's still there. You can camp.
It's too late now, Mom. The moment's passed. But thanks. So, you could do that with your kids. I tried once with my kids, but they got scared. They didn't want to continue. We were literally went out there. They wanted not that backyard. The first home, first. So it was a little bit better. But we wouldn't have been in that second backyard next to the woods.
Yeah, no.
We definitely would not. Which is weird because we've camped in the woods. Why would not be in the woods in the back of our house? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well.
But I still was not going to do it. Not everything has to make sense. Not for me. I do what feels good. All right, makes sense. All right, so let's see. Backyard camping, gardening, and planting with your kids. You like to do that with my kids. I didn't like to, but you did. I still did it a little bit, but you have the green thumb. Mine is kind of like black or pink or whatever. So what else with kids? Arts and crafts, science experiments is definitely my thing. It's summer. Have fun with them. Go outside, put your feet in the grass, do water stuff like we're going to do water balloons if it's warm enough this weekend. Water balloons and hurl them at each other. That's fun. And adults, play with your kids. I don't care how old you are or they are. Adults need to play more. I don't know who needs to hear this, but adults need to play more. We need to laugh more.
Absolutely.
Play is not just for kids. If you can't move like you used to, do something different. Slow down a little bit, but still do it. Get on the basketball court. Instead of doing 50 layups, do 3. Modify, but keep having fun and playing. It helps
fun
us.
with your kids, definitely.
Yeah, it decreases anxiety. It decreases depression. It helps your kids feel like, oh, look at my parent. Look at my mom, my mom, my dad. It's great for everybody. We'll be doing that. Me and the kids will be playing ball, so you're going to be joining us. We're really going to be doing that. I'm serious.
I'm sure
we're going to get a goal, and we're going to get hula hoops.
Oh, I love hula hoops.
Exactly. I knew you would want to do that.
Hula hoop queen. Okay.
So I'm going to take a video and post it online.
Not my hula hooping.
But we're getting hula hoops. We're gonna put our money where our mouth is. I told Autumn I'm gonna get a bike and ride with her. Shoot?
Yeah.
Oh, with the beads in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, miss. I see you. All right, so what else? Museums, state park memberships.
Oh, yeah, museums are good.
Talk about each exhibit. Slow down a little bit. Walk and talk. Look at that exhibit. Look at this. Read the plaque. Don't just walk through everything. Like, why go? Because you're like, I don't really want to be here, so I'm dragging my kid along. No. Oh, gosh.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And they'll notice and they'll know that, okay, this isn't really quality time. It's what they feel like they have to do. Kids want to be listened to. They want to feel like you understand them,
Yeah, find a children's museum to go to. It makes a difference. I mean, because, obvious reasons, it's geared to children.
Absolutely.
Or if at the very least, find the children's section of a museum. So, because kids will get bored looking at, Mona Lisa. Or Picasso.
I would get bored of looking at Mona Lisa too.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
I've seen that too much. So, can we move on to other artists, please? Yeah.
Right. And, try to make it as culturally specific as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Take them to the Schomburg in New York.
That would be dope. Yeah,
that would be a nice.
That would be great.
Trip for you and your children. Yeah.
All right, so we can move on to travel. We're talking about summertime things. We're going to talk about travel. We're going to talk about family reunions. See how much we can get to. Someone had a question about whether we like the beach or the mountains more. For me, I like both. Depends on the mood.
I like both too.
Okay,
I would like to do both. But you're right. You were right about one thing in terms of when you start planning for that. January is when you have to get your reservations for a lot of
travel,
bed and breakfasts, hotels.
If you're doing for the summer, like a summer excursion, like in that's true.
A week or two somewhere. January, you're running late right now. January is when those reservations open up. So if you're thinking about doing something like that, you got to jump on it right away. Don't think you're going to do it in May because you won't find much left.
And if you're going to travel and you're not really savvy about like the discount sites like Trivago or Travelocity, Kayak, then find a friend who is and just have them try to plan it and collect you guys money. Because it's really bad if people feel like traveling isn't for them because they simply can't see it for themselves. But it's just simple as a destination, getting your tickets, your passport, and going. Really, it really is.
Yeah. And if you're the person,
what is she gonna say? The person who
organizes this, make sure you have firm deadlines. Don't just say, "Yeah, give me your money, next month." No.
Yeah, because they're not gonna listen to you anyway.
I mean, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
But then next year, I'm not inviting you to come with
correct.
me. Okay,
correct.
I can't deal
Correct.
with that.
Correct.
Yeah. I didn't really have that problem. For the most part, people did what was necessary, or if they had an issue, they let me know in advance. But you definitely got to give people firm deadlines. Just don't say, "I'll need your money in May." No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to turn in that money by May 15th, then you give the deadline of May 1st. Mm-hmm. You don't give them your deadline.
Right. Expect them to be late. Yeah.
Expect people to be late, definitely.
And let's talk about some of the destinations. So the top destinations. Well, no, sorry, that wasn't on the list this year. But I'm going to tell you what was on this list in the U.S. Sorry.
Martha's Vineyard, everybody.
So actually, these were the global highlights.
Massachusetts.
This was global, okay? The global destinations of 2026 were Japan.
Oh, I would love to go to Japan.
See? Yeah. Portugal. Beautiful. Portugal's beautiful.
Portugal.
There's a part of Portugal, it starts with an A. I should need to call Vera. What's that place I want to go to? I think it's called Algarve. Yes, Algarve, Portugal. I know I'm not saying it correctly. New Zealand, Colombia, South Africa, South Korea, Croatia, Mexico, Iceland.
Croatia?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to Croatia.
Okay, that's fine. And Iceland. Yes. Yes, indeed. Iceland. So these are those
Iceland,
places.
I think it would be beautiful there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These are some of those top destinations to go. And remember, who are you traveling with, and what do the people who you're with, what do they like to do? Because everybody's different when they travel. Some are very thrifty with money and don't want to do the actual things. They rather kind of just chill in the room. Right. Which they could have done that in the States
if you're
or
at
wherever.
The beach or something, some people like hanging out at the beach.
I like that too. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. So whatever you like to do, make sure you're with other people who do what you like to an extent. Not like everybody's to be cooked like, I'll do things together. I can be a little bit too. But just because if you're wanting to be adventurous and the others aren't doing anything and kind of a buzzkill,
then you're
going to be
get abducted.
No, you're not going to get abducted. You're going to have fun by yourself, exploring the neighborhood.
You got to be careful.
Because don't stay with them just because they don't want to go anywhere.
You got to be very, very careful with the surroundings.
Yeah, make sure you use your pipes, yell, scream if you need to, dig your
whistle.
Nails. Whatever you got to do.
Everybody should have a whistle.
Your pepper spray. All my girls, I should have RJ too.
I have mine.
Yeah, all of us have pepper spray.
My granddaughter gave me pepper spray.
There you go. I hope she didn't give you hers that I gave her.
Well.
Wow, Mom.
No,
what a way to
didn't.
keep them safe. Thank you.
No, she didn't.
What else about traveling? So and complainers, keep the complaining friends home because they will be a buzzkill on any trip. If they're gonna say it's too cold, it's too loud, it's too hot, it's too fast, it's too much,
it's too whatever.
Just leave them don't travel with them.
You may not know that
They're not gonna be
until
happy.
you travel because people act differently when they travel. So you may not have learned that until you're taking them, and then you just know that next year they're not invited.
And this year you're gonna ditch they behind and leave them right up in the room.
Well, of course, because you're there to enjoy yourself. So if they don't want to do something, you can find a way of doing those activities on your own or with somebody else. But what I'm saying is, if they're disgruntled type, and I was organizing trips to the Vineyard for 30 years, and there were only 3 people that I said, yeah, you're disinvited in 30 years. I think that's a pretty good record.
Yeah, I think it's a good record. Q has a great question, which I admit I was going to ask, but I said, you know what, this woman, I ain't even going to ask her. DJ Q says, DJ Didi, why not Croatia? Why not?
Yeah, because everyone hates Americans right now. So you got to be careful about where you go. That's it. It has nothing to do with Croatia itself and the people there. It's just that you got to be, and for people of color, it's less of a problem. For us, even before my sister, my older sister was an extensive traveler. She lived in Europe, lived in the Gambia, traveled many places, and even back then when we were dealing with abject racism here in the United States, she found while traveling that people were leery and sometimes rude to Americans, but not her. No, I mean not people of color.
Oh, I thought you meant her.
Because many of them understand that when you talk about the United States and some of the issues and problems that come with people from the United States, it's not people of color. It's not people of color who think that they're entitled, and so they can't say good morning to the maid.
All right, but you mentioned, just to test you, so you mentioned Croatia. I mean, the other countries weren't America either. What was the difference between Colombia, Mexico, New Zealand?
Well, New Zealand is a different vibe, totally.
For you, or?
No, I mean, generally speaking, as a female prime minister, right? Is that New Zealand?
I believe so, yeah. The first woman who put a ban on the AK, or the AR-15, I think.
So, I think they have a different vibe.
I think.
And the others you mentioned were Latin American countries. I'm talking about...
Most of them, except for Japan.
Unmelanated countries.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Q, for asking that question.
Yeah,
I was curious myself. I was curious. Yeah. All right. Any other thing that we wanted to talk about for traveling? Like, for example, cruises versus all-inclusives versus, like, my favorite kind of traveling, well, it depends on where it would be. But I really like to get into the culture, to really
you have to.
Entrenched in it. Yeah. I don't want to go into the touristy areas. I want to maybe go in somebody's house if you allow me.
Stay on the resort the whole time.
Nah.
You gotta get, otherwise you don't really get to learn about the culture.
Correct.
What people really eat.
Right.
How
anything.
they behave. Right.
And then you're not supporting, when you're buying T-shirts, you're buying from that corporation who owns the all-inclusive resort, not the indigenous people who live right here, who's building up Jamaica or building up Trinidad, wherever they are.
Right.
So
be very mindful of that.
Yeah, absolutely. For your experience. And Americans tend to be really disrespectful. Travelers and tourists. They defame property. They disrespect. They do out of dress code kind of stuff a lot. They're not in the kind of frame of mind as when in Rome, do as Romans do. They're kind of like, oh, I'm an entitled American. I'm gonna do what I want to do in your country.
Exactly.
And that's
I've been
horrible.
places where I say, like I said, good morning to the maid, and the maid will go. I'm just says, yes, good morning. Oh, good morning.
Yes.
They're shocked that I'm even speaking to them.
Why would you be shocked? I mean,
because Americans tend to treat people
less than.
Yeah. I was
you
going to say
can't say hi to the housekeeper.
Maybe if they said hi to them first, but no. I mean, and that's, of course, it's not across the board every single American, but I mean that's the general attitude, and that's what your aunt was talking about. As she traveled all over the world, she found that people did not like, they call them, Americans bossy, rude. They are because they're entitled, and particularly those who tend to be able to afford to travel that way. They come from a certain type of background, and so.
Speaking of that, though, you mentioned something different. Like, back then is when people can afford to, and they still disrespected. Now it's even worse because anybody could afford to. All you gotta do is save up money. If you have, what's that thing that there's this Klarna and another app like that too, where you could pay for a trip over time, like $10 a week or whatever, and go anywhere. So there's no distinction between class or social standing or anything. So when anybody can travel, you might get any type of behavior.
Yeah, that's possibly true. But I think people who are saving all year don't feel entitled as their neighbors that lives in the suburbs. I think it's a different level of entitlement, so to speak. I don't think it's the same thing. When somebody has had to save their money all year long to go, as opposed to somebody who said, "Daddy, I want to go to."
I mean, yeah, they can still.
It's a different kind.
There is a difference. Yeah, it could be a difference. Yeah. DJ Gaddafi says. He says, in Jamaica's case, don't stay at the all-inclusive. Take the route taxis. Go amongst the people. Yes. Shop in the local markets, but not the high-crime areas. He says, don't wear your American gold chains. American gold chains.
Oh, okay. All right. Bring your spray and your whistle.
And I will never do all of that. I will never look like a tourist anywhere.
All right, good.
No,
for you.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna be walking around with gold. No, I ain't gonna be doing that.
And I'm not gonna have a whistle on my neck either.
I'm not gonna. But I will. Okay. I don't need to rely on that. I will all people gotta do is look at my face and know don't mess with me.
Yeah, that's true. I'm the same way.
It.
People generally say not her.
Not
we
her.
don't look like
Move along.
victims.
No, we don't.
We don't exude.
Sashay on over there. Because I'll bust
over there. I will
no. Make you wish. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. DJ Gaddafi says, don't carry your big cameras. I'll just have my phone. I'm not bringing my big Nikon from 1985. No. I just have, yeah. All right. So we talked about complainers on trips. We talked about what kind of trips to take. Concerts this summer. Go to Ticketmaster. Look up who's gonna be where. We got Cardi, we got Beyonce, we got Maxwell, we got what's his name?
Court case, so ticket prices should be going down.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But
we got
I've
the weekend.
invited people to come to Hartford. We have a free three-day weekend jazz concert. Free. All you got to do is pay for your accommodation somewhere.
And DJ Gaddafi recommends it too. He was there last year. He had an amazing time, so he knows it's great. And other people from Primal will try to come this year, like Ya Fusion. Yes, indeed. Right down the street this July. All right, so pay attention for your outdoor concerts in your parks and stuff. You want to take the kid after school to the outdoor park, outdoor movies. There's always something to do. You just gotta look things up. Look it up on Facebook. Look it up. Ask your kids' school. Hey, where do kids hang out or do things around here? Like if your kids don't know themselves, depending on their ages.
I mean, now with social media, you can find these things out very easily.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
or
like
even
back
Google.
in the day. Yeah, you can Google it.
Yeah.
To find out where things are. There are a lot of free activities during the summer.
Excuse me. Yes. And you might have some friends of yours in different professions that you might want to expose your children to. I remember there was somebody, was it an attorney who you had me with? I don't know, but I have my kids with an architect. I had them with a couple of different people to shadow them when they're little to see, is this something I would like to do or not? Kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's just another idea.
That's
as long as what?
Idea. As long as you know them, trust them. Again, you got to know who you're putting your kids with.
Yeah, definitely.
Your kids with.
That is true.
Number one important.
Right, because the people who abuse your kid are people you know. Unfortunately,
right. Family
usually. Family, yes, family.
Unfortunately,
and absolutely, and step parents. Unfortunately, the stepfathers, of course, stepmothers too. But it's a higher ratio to have another man in the home who is not related biologically to the child. Is a higher rate of abuse. But we know that doesn't mean that all stepfather, even most stepfathers, are pinnacle to raise children well, and we appreciate them stepping in and doing the job that other fathers are not doing.
And it also doesn't mean that the biological father is not going to, because of that.
Of course.
Because it's a biological child.
Absolutely.
So you just have to keep your eyes open, be sharp, look for signs, and listen to your kids.
Listen to them. Make it to where the door of communication is always open. No matter how funny it might seem to them or you are awkward, it's always open. Any question they have, any feeling they have is never off limits.
That's right.
So speaking of that, family reunions, people start to plan them and have them. People get very anxious about seeing cousin so-and-so, again, or whether there should be alcohol or not, or whether so and so is going to act a fool or bring their ex from so and so. So how do you handle those things, Mom? How do you handle those interpersonal
go with the flow. I mean,
interactions?
You
go with the flow.
Yeah,
what that mean? You got to drink before you get there, or smoke to act. Because what's getting to go with the flow mean? I need some adjectives.
You anticipate. I mean, you have a relative that's going to act a fool every year. You know that,
and so you don't go.
No, you don't go, because if anybody is not going to go, it's they're the ones that need to be told they can't go. But you know what to expect is what I'm saying.
Okay, expect my attitude.
So
right.
Yeah, right. So they got to know, like, I told my cousin who was ripping people off, I said, look, you're going to be the security guard, because if something's missing in my house, I'm blaming you. Okay? So he didn't come. There you go.
Next lesson. And that's a true story.
It is a true story.
That's a true. But you know what? Listen to this woman now. Because if she defended her household, people are too scared to speak up for what is right. She didn't crush anybody. She didn't commit a felony. She told somebody, look, if you do something, you're going to be, there's consequences.
You're gonna be
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Don't be scared in your own house or anywhere by that, for that matter.
However, my husband did say that my mouth was going to get him killed, so you do have to be careful.
Yeah. Just make sure your man doesn't know everything you say, because then they might have to defend, and you don't want to put them in that position.
You have to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep some things yourself.
On the down low.
Yes, exactly. You don't want to turn anybody into a hero and they get hurt for you.
And then they
I
end up
would
in
hate that.
jail
No,
prison
definitely
because
not.
They're
Definitely
defending your mouth.
Yeah. And if you have sons, I'm careful too, because I have sons. I don't ever want them to do something, because that almost happened. So I was like, oop, I know what not to tell my kid, so that he doesn't feel like he has to come to bat for me.
He loves his mother dearly.
Indeed. I love him. Yes, indeed. Oh, DJ Gaddafi says one of the best jazz concert series ever that he went to right here, Greater Hartford. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. All right. What else at a family reunion? Are there any do's or don'ts? Because it's a big cookout. There's going to be games. You could do this stuff online. You can plan it online and do your invites online, plan the menu online. It's very easy to do it that way. But what do you think in terms of games, activities, anything you shouldn't have or you should have?
I mean, he's trying to cover all
cleaning
bases.
Up? Who,
you
talk
should
about all that.
Know who's going to clean up.
It got to be the young people. It got to be the young, because they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. That's all I hear. They don't do nothing. They don't want to do nothing. That's what I've heard since I was like 5 years old.
Was it true or not?
It was always a lie. I don't know where y'all got it from. Everywhere. It didn't matter. It's everywhere. The young people don't want to do nothing. Young people, it's always that.
Now look, we said that because you were the third generation there. So we have been there, and we pitched in every year to do what needed to be done. Then your generation came along, didn't want to do jack. And then you wanted us to watch your cheering, too.
I didn't want nobody watching my kids. I always have my kids with me. The other parents?
Excuse you?
Yes, I did.
What?
I
guess I never had my grandchildren.
No, I mean at Camp Hill.
I mean, there were years
at Camp Hill.
You didn't even go to Camp Hill.
No, that's different, Mom.
That's
different.
I took them.
When I was there, I had my children. I was doing stuff with them. I never had babysitters for my kids. Only you.
What? That's what I'm talking about.
And not at Camp Hill. I had my kids with me at Camp Hill, because I was out in the lake with them and stuff. If they weren't with you, forever.
Yeah, you had to something with them.
Forever.
But like I said,
no, it was the other parents. They didn't have their kids.
She didn't even come. I took the kids myself.
It was like 1 year. You took the kids to the vineyard, Mom, not to Camp Hill.
I did take them to Camp Hill.
Yeah, only once without me. You took them to the vineyard without me several times so that I could have a break. Yes. One break a year. Yes. Thank you, Mom. You see this? Is it 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Oh my God! It's 6:51.
Oh jeez.
You get
9 more
Mom,
minutes.
you doing the most. You doing the most. All right. So where were we before you started?
We're trying to give people a perspective because
proper one.
This generation is lazy.
Because we didn't want to know. Because we didn't want to clean the camp. That was a lot of cleaning.
Hey, everybody
we just wanted to have fun.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Not clean the camp.
To do before you have fun.
They should already have it clean before we got there. I don't understand.
No,
that
was part of the sweat equity. That's why we were able to get that camp for the amount of money that we paid.
Oh,
sweat equity.
Oh, meaning we gotta clean it in order to get the discount.
We pretty much.
You see, the truth come out later.
Look, the truth was always there. You just didn't want to hear it.
Maybe. All right, so let's get off of us for a minute and our dysfunction at camp. And get into what family, I don't even know how we got in. All right, because it was a family reunion kind of thing. So what about these people's family reunion? How they going to make it to where people all cleaned up, not just a specific generation.
No, it should never
set
be
it up, they clean
generation.
it up, they enjoy each other, and nobody, has to be too old or too young to wear this or that. Nobody's hair is made fun of. Right?
Right.
Oh, are you sure?
Whose hair was made fun of?
Because when you go places, you look around, and then you say, "Oh, why is she wearing that? Oh, look at her hair."
Who, me?
Yeah, you. What? This woman
forget people the wrong impression of me. I don't recall ever talking about somebody's hair or what they're wearing.
Oh,
what are you talking about? Give me a specific.
Oh, I don't want to call people out. They might be watching
the show.
You don't have
to call them out. Just say one time.
Somebody's outfit wasn't fitting right. Why they wearing that? Or did she look at her hair before she left? Why is that color? Why is that color? All right. So what? Sorry, you tell me. You're not that person.
I am not.
Okay. So you're not just, so then we can wear our hair any old way.
Oh, you mean trying to have a weave in your hair?
Yes, anything.
Yeah, no, I do object to that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You'd be like,
wear our hair naturally, y'all walking around flinging their hair.
So when they fling it at the family reunion, it's going to be a problem?
Not a problem with me. I just don't like it. But I'm not going to confront them and say, why you got that weave in your hair? Why you?
Oh, no, you won't say that. You say it to me, and then I got to look away. That's what happens. So let's get to the cookout rules now. The cookout, mama. What stuff should they have? What stuff should they not have? Okay?
Well,
or should people walk out with 10 plates? 5 plates? 1 plate?
People should definitely walk out with a plate or two. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What if they didn't bring anything?
Still.
If you didn't bring nothing, don't walk out of my cookout with 2 plates. You ain't bring nothing.
Maybe they didn't have anything to bring.
You brought your appetite times 2. That's too much. 1 plate. If you didn't bring nothing, 1 plate. That's greedy.
People really should only take 1 plate per person anyway.
I would think so. Now, what about when you get to somebody's family reunion or cookout, and you get there, you ready to have some fun, you ready to eat, and you get there, the grill ain't set up. They want you to help clean off the furniture from last year, rake up leaves.
It's a family reunion. Everybody should pitch in and do things. Now, now, if you're coming to my house, I want to have everything ready when you get there. But are you trying to say that I have people come to my house and clean outdoor furniture in the backyard? When has that ever happened? You, maybe. But
I
not
am supposed to be a guest as well. Why can't I be a guest?
You are not a guest. My guests don't lift a finger.
But you invite me. Didn't you say,
don't you invite me? You invited yourself.
No.
You invited yourself and you are not a guest.
I shouldn't have to clean our furniture.
Clean the furniture.
Nah, man, I just want to come and eat.
Hey, well, go to somebody else's cookout.
That's me.
Okay? It's family. We're talking about family.
Why family gotta work?
You're supposed to pitch it.
Oh, DJ Gaddafi said, what if they can't cook? They come into the cookout?
No, don't bring food. Bring drinks.
Bring the paper plates.
Paper plates? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
There are other things you can bring. Don't bring food if you can't cook. No, don't do it.
Island Sounds International. What's up? Says, at this stage of my life, no thanks. No thanks to what? You not coming to the cookout?
Because what?
Or
because you can't cook?
You not.
Because you don't want clean? No, you shouldn't have to.
But no, let the food be ready, please. Let the furniture be clean. Not just you. Anybody who has a cookout. The furniture need to be clean. The umbrellas set up. The music set up. I just want to come and relax and enjoy your food.
Don't invite her to your cookout.
Well, then don't. Right now. I'll have my own.
Yep, have your own.
And it's going to be set up. And I ain't going to be begging nobody to clean. I'll do it myself, because if I invite you, I would expect you to work. I just want you to relax.
No, I don't expect people to come.
You feel me?
Except you.
That's the problem. Why? Okay. It's only me.
You.
Why do I have to be working? You and my grandchildren.
You're supposed to pitch in and help.
Oh,
it's a family.
What? Okay, family does a lot more than help.
Yeah, then you sit your butts down and eat and drink the rest of the time. What do you think?
Why can't I have orchestrated cookouts and just have everybody come over and they didn't have to do nothing, or dinners. They just sat. And they were still family. No, they didn't have to do nothing.
Yes, they did.
Ooh,
your kids, they had to do something. No, they did. Yeah.
They had to clean their rooms.
There you go. Well,
okay. Something. Well, they didn't have to help me with anything. And unless they said, "Mommy, can I?" And yeah, sure, you can do something. Yeah. Island Sound says to help if I'm invited. Facts, chill. We already know. All right. Alcohol, should that be included or allowed at cookouts?
I think so. I mean, if you have a problem with alcohol, don't come. Or drink iced tea.
If you have a problem with alcohol, that's probably not going to work. They'll probably come anyway and drink up your alcohol and get lit and cause a problem, or cause fun. It could just cause fun.
How many drinks you gonna have? Okay, you had 2. 3
2 is not
maximum.
A lot.
I know.
Oh.
3 is your max. Sit your butt down over there.
What if they don't listen? Then they got to go.
Yeah.
You calling Ubers?
Go. I ain't calling an Uber. I'm calling my bro. Come get them out.
You calling your bro? Bro man from the 5th floor.
Man, come, and then when they out there, they can get there or Uber or whatever they got to
do. DJ Gaddafi says, sorry, that's why they show up strategically late so they don't work. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. Next time you invite me.
I'm not inviting you anymore.
Well, next time I see that you're having a cookout.
You are disinvited as of right now.
I'm going to come late.
Don't come.
I'm coming because that grill got to be set up, Mom.
Don't come. I'm telling you
I need to relax. A cookout is not supposed to be a workout.
Yeah.
Okay? So, all right. I'm going to come.
No.
I'm going to come 3 hours late so that everything is ready. Right, Joe?
Everything gonna be gone by the time you get here.
All right, well.
I'll make sure of that.
Okay, I'll just have one of my kids pack me up a plate.
No, I don't come.
So, boo. All right, it's 6:59, boo.
Don't invite her to your cookout. I'm telling you.
I'm going to come anyway. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to come and I'm going to have fun. I don't, but I'll have fun there with you.
Yeah,
I'm going to make it a fun time.
She ain't going to help with it.
I will help clean up after a little bit on my way to my car. Like, I'll take the trash bag.
Don't invite her. I'm telling you now.
And with that, we're going to give the floor to Jermaine.
All right.
And hope you have a wonderful night with us. The rest of our night on Primal with Jermaine Hard Drive coming up right now. And then after him is going to be DLC back in the building. We have fun with all of you guys.
The voice.
DL to the C.
The voice.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You say what you say. So DJ Gaddafi, you're saying one more thing, but I am not able to see it yet, and I'll just end it because it's 7 o'clock and we want to actually end on time for a change. Oh my God, look at us. All right. Oh, I don't see the comment now.